Good morning, namaste, namaste, namaste to you all beautiful people. I'm just doing this vlog on a continuation of the one I done a few days ago on trigger points. And I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that as my soul has asked me to explain a little bit more about trigger points. So my understanding of trigger point is when someone says or does something to you and you react in a negative way, which normally resembles aggression, belittlement, narcissistic traits. Let's give an example here, a trigger point. Someone may say something to you and it's the first time they've said this to you, and it could be directed at you, like, you've not been, you've never been there for me. This is just an example. You've never been there for me in my life when I've needed you. And say this came from someone who was like, you regarded as a best friend, and you'd never heard something like this before. So initially, when they say it to you, it would be a shock. It would be like, huh? What do you mean? So then the mind processes this. And normally what happens within seconds, you'd become defensive. A person normally would become defensive. I'm not saying everyone, but normally when we're hit with information, the brain needs to process it. And if it's something that's not to our liking, we normally would go into a sort of fight or flight mode mentally. So sometimes we just reactory say things to people without thinking about it, and afterwards think, shit, why did I say that? I shouldn't have said that. That was a bit harsh. And normally it's because we're triggered off by what that person said or done. Now, trigger points, the way I see trigger points they are nothing more than suppressed, deep suppressed emotions that we have lying sort of in the bed of our psyche, sort of like at the bottom of the sea. These very, very repressed, deep repressed emotions. Like, for example, someone could call my name, and just by the tone of them calling my name could trigger off a response from me from when I was young and when my dad used to call my name in the same tone. So it could trigger off a really irritable response in me, like, what? That's an example of a trigger point that we're unaware of. So this is what I'm seeing in life, is that we trigger off all the time, like little fireworks. Inwardly, we're triggering off, we're talking mentally, talking to ourselves, walking around, this, that. And they're trigger points constantly being triggered off through unresolved, suppressed emotions. So, what I'm saying today is what I'm trying to say, what I am saying is that if we could use our trigger points as an opportunity to grow, so easier said than done. For example, if you feel triggered by something, rather than looking at it as an irritation of what this person's done, said, or might have occurred, you now are in a position where you can ask yourself, when you've been triggered, okay, let it absorb in what's been said, what's been done. But then initially, after that absorption, there's an awareness, a period of self-awareness. If we want to have that space within ourselves, we are all responsible for our trigger points. And as I said, for our own insecurities. It's not fair in life to feel that you can push your insecurities onto others and blame them for the way you may feel. As I said, someone may do something or say something within your own life that triggers a response of defense mechanism. But ultimately, we are in control of our responses, and how we choose to respond to anything in life is entirely up to us and our choice. So I'm looking at this, sort of just got downloaded to me yesterday when I was on the bus, and that's why I'm doing this little vlog today, is to share with you guys what the message was to share with you guys that trigger points are actually great opportunities for us to grow, and a great opportunity for us to self-heal, and a great opportunity for us to really get in touch with our own suppressed emotions, okay? Suppressed emotions, and to start to heal them. Heal these suppressed emotions, so then we're not so reactive to people. They can say what they want, do what they want, and we're still, we don't react. We're not jumping on them. We're not in that state of being anymore, because we are now understanding what our trigger points are, why they are the way they are, and we're looking at them in a way that we're unafraid to. Okay, that's the best word I can use, unafraid. Because to look at trigger points and to go into your trigger points does take courage. Okay, it does take courage. Most people won't do this. They will point the finger and say, it's your fault I feel like this, or she or he done this and I feel like this, they hurt me. They made me feel like this. They made me feel like that. Well, I'm going to burst all of your bubbles today. And this is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, but I'm just going to say it as it is. No one in life can make you feel anything, and that's anything, unless you give them power to. So I'll repeat that. No one in life can mentally, I'm not talking about physical pain, because obviously if someone smacks you in the face, you're going to feel that, yeah? I'm talking about mentally, psychologically, emotionally, okay? No one can make you feel anything unless you decide to take that on, whatever it is that's presenting itself to you, okay? So again, the reason why I'm doing this little vlog as a follow-up to trigger points is just to look at yourself, look at your trigger points. When you are triggered, be brave enough, okay? Have the courage, rather than just to react outwards. Take a moment, take a breath, take a deep breath. Okay, and if someone is in front of your face firing off, whatever, again, take a breath, and choose not to take their poison, because that's what it is. Okay, whatever someone's doing towards you is never about you. Okay, it doesn't matter what you've done, what they've said, what you said, you've done this, you've done that, it's never about you. Okay, it's always about the other person. Whatever they're saying, whatever they're name calling, or whatever anger may be presenting, or whatever emotion, it's never about you. You are just a pawn in how they're feeling. Okay, you are just someone they can project out to. Even if they're saying it's because of you, I feel like this. Again, it's not you. Yeah, it's always the other person. This is a bit of a head spinner for most people to get their head around. They're like, no, they made me feel like that. I'm not accepting that. And that's because they can't accept the emotional maturity that I'm asking for people to tap into, because that's what it is, guys. It's about being emotionally and psychologically mature in your life. Okay, maturity, means to psychologically and mentally be in control of your emotions, how you act, how you think, how you speak. You know, that's real maturity. So look at trigger points like an opportunity to grow, to an opportunity to learn. Why do you feel like that? Why are you still holding this sorrow? Why does that still cause pain? You know, normally you trace back the thread and you'll see it was maybe coming something from when you was young. You felt unloved. You didn't feel listened to. You know, you didn't feel accepted. There's always a reason behind these trigger points, and it's for us to have the courage and the strength and the emotional and psychological maturity to go into our trigger points and to delve into them and look as to why we feel like that. And most importantly, when you're doing this process, just remember to be kind to yourself. Give yourself a hug, okay? And be kind. Be kind, okay? Be compassionate to yourself when looking at trigger points. Now, this work does require, as I said, patience as well. You know, be patient with yourself. You're not going to work it all out in one day, yeah? But the beautiful thing about the soul is once you start having self-awareness and start checking your behavior and start checking why you react in certain ways in your life, the soul gently reveals everything to you anyway. You know, it shows you everything beautifully and very gently and organically. Okay? So be brave, guys. Be brave and be non-reactive. Do not give your power away to people. Okay? And do not drink their poison. Because ultimately that is what it is when we take on other people's shit, basically. Even if it is directed at us or pointed at us that we were the perpetrator. No, we're not. We're never the perpetrators. Okay, no matter what you do, we're always responsible for our actions, and it doesn't matter what someone's firing back at you. They are responsible for their actions. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here, guys. Be of courage. Be of strength. Start looking at your trigger points, guys. I tell you, when you start doing this work, it brings so much peace and clarity into your life. Okay? Because you don't give away your power anymore. You know, you stop giving away your power. And it's a work in progress. As I said, don't be hard on yourself. You know, there'll be times when you will be reactive. But it's to catch yourself in that moment and to ask yourself, go into the trigger point, why you feel like this. If you can, you know, practice makes perfect. So keep going, guys. Love you all. Namaste.